Like I have a little mouse on my shoulder. All right, you guys. So we have a fun-packed day today. So we're going to get rolling here, and I'm actually going to say the guest. So today we have Denisa, who's our guest speaker, and her mom. Welcome. We have Trey Waldron. Wait, where did? Oh. Thank you for coming today. We have Amy Dubel, which you'll meet a little bit later. And we have Peter, Cindy's husband, Peter Mazika, and then Val, our exchange student, is going to give us a presentation. So yay, lots of fun stuff today. All right. Today, what day is June 12th? Today is National Movie Night, National Peanut Butter Cookie, and National Jerky Day. So get some snacks, go to the movies. The things going on around town are for Rotary. We have a peace meeting today right after this here at CAE. The rodeo parade is June 20th. Decorating is June 19th after the meeting next Friday. Jen's going to send out a sign-up genius. Please, we would love to have a great presence at the parade, so please sign up. And we will have a float, and we have Mac, the mayor, the dog. He's going to be on our float too. Changing of the guard party is at the Hummingbird Club June 25th. Please, if you are going, please sign up. I think we have quite a crowd coming. Okay. The Mount Evans Freedom Run is July 4th. And then the Foothills 4th at Buchanan is also July 4th. After you guys go running, you can come to Buchanan, have a couple drinks, and listen to some great music. And then around the area, I noticed, I forgot that last week, but June 27th is Blackhawk Founders Day celebration from 11 to 7 in Blackhawk. June 11th is Conifer Fest at Our Lady of Pines, which is a music festival. June 11th is also the Triple Bypass Bike Race. If you haven't started training for that, it might be a little late, but hey. Yeah, it's July. I mean, we have July 13th is the Andy Smith Inspire Golf Tournament, which is put on by, sponsored by Mountain Foothills and benefits the Inspire program at EPRD. If you haven't practiced for that, you might be a little late too. I don't know. And then July 17th through the 19th is the Gilpin County Fair from 9 to 4 each day. And I think that is the Rotary Club up Peak to Peak. I think they're doing that. All right, Rotarians in the Wild. We had some fun things going on at Ian Moore's house. They had a great dine around, I heard. And I heard that, Peter, you might join. Was it because of the dine around that really hooked you in? All right. So we had the concert series started on Wednesday. So we had some people there. And before the lake, they did the groundbreaking for the new pavilion that's going to be at Buchanan. So it was a great turnout for the groundbreaking. And you can't really see it on here, but this is Betsy and Corey there. And then there were some other Rotarians, myself, Bill Manning was there. So lots going on at EPRD. It's great to see. And then we had book club at Jenny Boshin's house. We got to sit outside, which was really nice. It was a fantastic conversation. And if anybody wants to come to book club, I think the next one is, let me think, September maybe, is that right? And Rita will send out an announcement on what the next book is, but it's a fun group, and so please join us. And then we have Val. Are you ready? Yes. Come on up. So Val is our exchange student. She's been here all year, and these are pictures that I've actually taken of her because she helped me in my pizza trailer one day. So it was fun having her make pizzas. But Val, go ahead.
Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Val. So I'm from France, and I've been here since August 2025. So it's been now 10 months that I'm here. I just celebrated my 10 month 2 days ago. So today I'm going to present my country. So I'm from France. I think I don't need to explain what is France. Everybody knows it. Yes. So where is France? So France is a beautiful country bordered by a lot of country like Spain, Italy, Germany, Belgium, Switzerland, and Luxembourg. We're pretty famous for our food, our culture, our landscapes, and our diversity. So we're really famous, for example, in Paris. I think the Eiffel Tower is like the most famous one. A little fun fact about the Eiffel Tower, it was supposed to be at the beginning when they built it. It was supposed to be for a museum, and they were supposed to destroy it at the end, but they kept it. We have Notre-Dame Saint-Michel de Paris, so it's a cathedral. A couple of years ago, there was a fire that kind of destroyed like 50%, I would say, of the cathedral, and then now it's brand new and it's beautiful. And we have the most famous museum of the world, the Louvre. And same thing, a couple months ago, they got some jewelry got stolen and everything, but yeah, a lot of things happening. Next, we have French culture. I think when I came here, people were talking to me about baguette, croissant, and beret. I was like, yeah, sure. That's good. That's good. So we're really famous about our pastries, and we love our pastries. You'll never see like a French with a beret and a baguette in the hand, but we love our pastries. So next, I am not from Paris. I am from a region called Alsace. It's cultural region in northeastern of France, bordered by Germany and Switzerland. It is a beautiful region, and I think that if one day you plan on coming to France, you should definitely come. So we have a dialect because during World War I, Germany took this part of France, and then at the end, like France retook the part, and then so we have a dialect with like German and then something like that. Fun fact. Okay, my favorite part. So we have a lot of food, traditional, that are actually part of them from Germany, especially the pretzel. So there's I'm a big fan of pretzel. I love pretzels. And when I came here, I learned that you had pretzel here. No. No. So the first time that I had it, my hands were so greasy, and I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then told me, "Yeah, we dip it like normally in cheer or something." I was like, "What? You don't see that you don't do that in Germany or in Alsace or anything like that." But yeah, that's, I guess, something here. So I haven't eaten any pretzel since a couple months. We have our tarte flambée. This is really good and really famous. And yeah, this is traditional German food with a mix of French food sometimes. And I'm from a town called Ribeauvillé. Don't try to pronounce it. Don't worry. We're famous for our castles. So we have 3 castles on top of the mountains, and people come to like hike on top of those castles, and you can visit them, and it's really pretty. We have a lot of medieval villages, and we are really famous for Christmas markets. So we have the best Christmas markets in the world. It is in fact true. I'm not gonna lie, it is absolutely wonderful. So yeah, something. So nature and geography. So we are really famous for our wine. In fact, my dad is a winemaker. He makes really good wine, and I think people love wine. So we love our mountains. We have a lot of lakes, and we have a lot of ski station and ski area in our countryside and vineyard. Sorry. Finally, I'm going to talk about a little bit my exchange year. So, as I say, it's been 10 months that I'm here, and it's been the most beautiful month of my life. I've been enjoying so much my time here. A little fun fact. So, when I learned that I was gonna go to Evergreen, my dad texted me and said, "Hey, you're gonna go to a little town called Evergreen." I was like, "What is that?" And I searched it on Google Map, and I start crying. I said, "Dad, it's in the middle of nowhere. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do for 11 months in the middle of nowhere?" And actually, it is such an amazing place. I love Evergreen so much. I love the wildlife. I love when the elk create traffic, even if it's not the best when you're late. But I love it so much. I've met such amazing people. I had the chance to do a lot of traveling. I've been to Louisiana, Mississippi, and I just came back from Yellowstone and Grand Tetons. I have a huge passion for national parks. I am passionate by national parks, and I had the chance to do 6 of them. And next week I'm leaving for California, and I'm gonna do 2 more. So yeah, that's kind of everything that I had to say. Oh, my jacket, of course. I think it's like the most interesting things here. So when you leave for an exchange year, the Rotary gives you a jacket. So every country have a different color. I have my flag here. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, sorry for my hair. I have the French flag here. So the jacket, so at the beginning, you're supposed to exchange pins with other exchange students. So it's why I have Brazil, like Switzerland, and every other countries that and then you're supposed to collect stuff that actually have been a big moments for you and you want to remember about, and then you want to see. So I have Bucky's, and this is from the flower ceremony. I have my prom pictures and homecoming pictures. I have so many stuff, and and this. Oh, so I have a flag for this Rotary here. So this is for you. It is from my town, the Rotary from my town, and yeah. So this is a gift. I actually have 2.
And we have one for you to take.
Thank you
back.
so much.
So now you can tell everybody when you can show them your flag and tell them where Evergreen is and what a great time you have.
Yeah, it is. It is in fact in the middle of nowhere, but it's like.
So I have to tell you, we have exchange students that come and speak to us after they're here, and I think that you have the best blazer of any exchange student we've had.
I'm going to be honest, it is so heavy. It is like I'm doing a workout when I wear it, but that's okay.
I want to know how you're going to pack it, or you're going to wear it on the plane.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pack it in a little suitcase. I'm really scared because I already lost some pins because it's so full, but yeah. And I'm going to put this in the back of my jacket. One more.
Well, Val, yes, Cindy.
Oh, yeah. So I'm lucky because this summer, my current host sisters are coming. They're going to Italy, and they're taking a train, Italy from my town to visit me for 4 days. And then my second host sisters are also coming in August, and we're going to spend 3 days in Paris together. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Well, thank you, Val. We've really appreciated you being here, and I love seeing you around town. We'll skip that. I've loved seeing you around town because she's been involved in a lot of activities and things. So thank you. Come back anytime.
Of course. Thank you so much.
All right. So Lori and crew. So our pause, I said pause for Rotary Wildfire Ready instead of pause for a cause today.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to share with you a year in review of what Rotary Wildfire Ready has done this year. And first of all, we had a major transition. We went from Cindy Latham to me and Miss Amy Dubel, my dear friend. It was quite a year trying to fill those shoes, and I think I did an okay job. So, so Amy, I want to bring you up. Amy Dubel, if some of you, I'm sure, have worked with her with Rotary Wildfire Ready, and anyway, she has been in the inception of Rotary Wildfire Ready. She was part of it before I even, before Rotary even started doing it, and she has brought her teaching skills. She was a teacher in Chicago for many years. She's the one who created the curriculum for people when we would go around the truck. She is a great editor. She did all the editing for all of our materials. And she built all of our dioramas. And she's the poster child for what to wear. So Amy has been instrumental in everything about Rotary Wildfire Ready. And I have a little gift for you because you're a rock star.
A rock star.
She's a rock star. All right.
I think we also need to really, Cindy started this out for us, and Cindy and I both moved from different states, and when we moved here, had no idea that there was all this fire problem. I obviously came from an area where there were other problems, and so did Cindy. And so when Cindy got this idea and we got the fire truck, she pulled me in and wanted the educational background that I had. So I started working with with her. And then Lori and Marianne came over one day, and we're sitting around Cindy's dining room table. And Cindy and I are like saying, yeah. And Marianne and Lori go, wait a minute, we have a lot to learn. And so
What is a CWPI?
and from there, not only did we do all the work that we had, Cindy had envisioned, but we also created friendships that were really went way beyond doing the Rotary Wildfire Ready, in supporting each other and just being there for each other and creating friendships that Lori and I just went to a game yesterday together, and Cindy and I are always in contact with each other. So we created a lot of stuff from the app to the website that other Rotary clubs are doing. So it was a pleasure to work with everyone here, and I wish the best for this to go on. I'm not moving out of Evergreen, so I'm always here. If the club ever needs some help, I'm here.
She is. She is. Thank you so much.
Also, a big clap to Lori for taking over that position. It was it was really, like we said, filling big shoes with Cindy, but she was always right there on the phone with us.
Yep.
So,
yep. Thanks, Amy.
yeah. Thank you.
All right. We also continued strong relationships with all our local fire departments. We've actually gotten a much better relationship with Evergreen Fire. Ken is not here today. Oh, there you are, Ken. Yay! Ken is really taking on a role with that. And we're working with the Colorado Forest Service with a grant that we received with them. And Gary, I want you to come up, please. it's not a very special award, but Gary is the one who is managing the grant, and I want you to talk about it a little bit.
So Cindy Latham applied for a grant with the Colorado Forest Service to reimburse us for some of our expenses with some matching for our time and mileage and everything that we put into it. And so it's a lot of paperwork, actually. So we need to submit that in about within a year to get reimbursement for some of it. But she put a lot into that.
Thank you for managing that, because that is not in my wheelhouse. That is for sure. All right. We've also maintained our relationship with the Fire Adaptive Colorado. That is an amazing organization that is throughout all of Colorado. They actually have other organizations like that, Fire Adaptive California, but they are like the grassroots. They're the ones who take the information and have the relationships with different governmental agencies, and they push out the information where it's needed all over the state. So we're glad to be associated with them. We did over 15 events last summer. We needed a lot of volunteerism for that, 15 events, and we've got 3 more scheduled for this year. And whoever's been at a worker at one of our events, I'd love for you to stand up right now, Ms. Lauren. So thank you so much for all your help. Sue. Sue's been doing it. Steve, Amy, Ken. We couldn't have done our outreach without all of you. And you guys are the heart and soul, because without you going out there, pressing the flesh, telling people what they need to, what they're lacking in their preparation, this is where our message really gets out there. So thank you so much. Then Amy and Cindy and I created a new website. It's called Rotarians for Wildfire Ready. I think we presented that to you. And with Mary Ann's help, and Steve and Ken and Dave Laughlin, we're forgetting who else. Anyway, we've got 3 new clubs who are wildfire ready partners. Peak to Peak, Idaho Springs, which is, I don't remember, 2020, and Breckenridge, Summit County. So we are on our way to getting more clubs involved with Rotary Wildfire Ready and getting the word out through Colorado. So that's very exciting. And then we had the transfer of the truck. So I want Bruce to come up. I wish Mark Simeon was here, because he was the one who managed the truck, who made sure it was at the different events. We had a driver, we had it maintained. And so I want to give you the license plate from the truck, because Bruce was the one who insured the truck while it was part of our team. So we would not have had that truck had it not been for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do.
Oh, you bet. So, and then for Al Stager, here is the receipt for the sale of the truck. So, anyway, I think it's been a good year in review, and Mary Ann Temple is the one who's going to be taking it over from now on. Well, for as long as she wants. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know, this is an amazing program that you all support, and hopefully will continue to support in giving Mary Ann your time and love and energy. And we're looking for more people who want to get involved. So thank you so much.
And Lori, I want to thank you for taking it over this year. It has been ups and downs and I don't know, all around. So you have really handled it well, and thank you so much. I know you'll still be a part of it and but we appreciate you taking it over for this year. So thanks. All righty, let's go ahead. Let's see, we have general announcements. Is that right? Okay, general announcements. Let's please come up, state your name and what you would like us to know.
Katie Polo, you have 1 week to sign up for the changing of the guard, which is our pass from our president, Erica, to our new president, Scott White. So please do sign up. 2 things related to it. Bring a guest. We want to share this with our guests as well. It's going to be a great time. Live music, great food. It's going to be a great time. And by the way, if anybody has one of those pop-up screens, like for old projector or whatever, I need one. So let me know.
Al Stager. I just want to make you aware of some changes in our foundation board that are going to be coming up here at the end of the month. We talked about Jim Kreider transitioning off and Betsy taking his place a month or so ago. We have some more changes coming. Of course, Mindy will be transitioning off because she's in one of the rotational positions as immediate past president. She will be leaving. Chris Kazian will be coming in her place as the president-elect for what year? Anyway, 2 years out. But we've got 2 other positions that will also be changing. And I wanted to first thank those who are leaving. Chris Fisher has been our member at large for the last 2 years, I guess. And he will be rotating off. Actually, he's the only one that's leaving from that position. But we've got two people to take his place. One is because we've created a new position on the board, and that's a vice chair. And Tim Egan will be taking that starting July 1st. Our other new member will be Katie here. Jen, I'm sorry, Jen. No, I knew better. I was looking at Katie before. Jen, who will be taking the member at large position. So for the two new members, we need the consent of this group. So what I'm going to ask for is a vote, all in favor of both Jen and Tim. Okay. And I'm not even going to ask if anybody's not in favor. All right. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Gary Ervik, and on your table, I've put a flyer with some information about unfortunately, the 5th annual fundraiser in honor of our child, Christian, who passed away in 2020. We raise, it'll be at the Mount Vernon Country Club or Canyon Club pickleball event. It's actually a fun event during the day. The date is August 22nd. Please come out and play. Please come out and just watch and observe. We have plenty of food, plenty of drinks during the day, all day. We have a silent auction all day. We have a band, the Rum Runners Steel Drum Band, which is quite a great backdrop to the occasion and just a lot of fun. The picture you see there is of last year's Rotary group that came together, and there were others too that probably weren't there for the picture, but we had great support from Rotary last year and the years before, and I hope to have great support again this year. So August 22nd, mark your calendar. See you there, or be square.
Hi, I'm Bob Rose. Erica already mentioned it, but we have a peace team meeting after this meeting right over there somewhere. And so come on down, anyone. And we need a lot of peace, and we have some exciting things to talk about. So come on over.
Good morning, everybody. It's that time of year, rodeo, it's coming up. So just a reminder, it's next weekend, Father's Day weekend. Festivities start on Friday night. They're having a special welcome party Friday night before the rodeo down at the rodeo grounds. The rodeo parade, which Jen can say a couple things about.
Yeah, so we're going to have a parade float in the parade again this year. We will be meeting Friday after the club meeting. We're going to go right over to David Cheesley's house, and we are going to decorate the float and get it all ready for the parade on Saturday. Okay, we need volunteers to help decorate. We need volunteers to help walk in the parade with the float, and we need volunteers on Sunday to help us clean it all up. So if you're interested, I'm going to put the link in the minutes for today, and I will also be sending out a link. You should already have it from Club Runner to sign up and volunteer, please.
So just a word about the parade it's the 60th year of Evergreen Rodeo. So they're going to actually have Longhorns at the beginning of the parade. Same Longhorns that are down at the Denver Stock Show parade. They're going to have 10 to 12 of them. They're loose. They're going to have cowboys riding horses alongside the Longhorns. So it's going to be quite a sight that's never happened in Evergreen before. So if you haven't gone to the parade, this is a year that I highly recommend you go. If you do, any of you who haven't been, if you want to get a seat, you got to go put a chair down there between 6:30, 7:30 in the morning. It's busy down there. There's usually a couple thousand people at the parade. So this is one of our biggest events of the year. So just especially for kids or whatever. Also, the only other reason I'm up here is to tell you that last year tickets sold out. I mean, we oversold tickets. So it was the first time ever in the history of 60 years of Evergreen Rodeo that we didn't have enough space for all the people that came. So they're limiting tickets this year. So you're not going to be able to just walk down there and buy a ticket that day. So the only way you can get tickets is evergreenrodeo.com. Don't go on any other sites because they're scammers. Evergreenrodeo.com. It is Saturday night. It starts at 5 o'clock on Saturday night. Or Sunday, I think it starts at 2. So you get there way in advance because there's lots of food and all sorts of activities before. It's fabulous for kids. Yeah, Al?
I don't know if it's still the case, but as of a few days ago, Marty Unger was still looking for a few
volunteers. Yes, yes. Yes, it takes about 400 volunteers to put this thing on. It's a big deal, guys. So if you have any questions, I know a lot about it, so feel free to ask me. Okay, thank you.
All right, we're waiting for our picture to come. Okay, so that's
just like the napkins from today.
Yeah. So Betsy and I came up with this idea, and it is a mural. As you can see, it's an interactive mural to try to get the kids in, and they just finished it this week. It was a partnership with Community Arts, and then here they actually had middle school kids come out and paint this. We do have our rotary wheel here finally. So what the next step of the project is, I'm going to let Betsy talk about.
So it's really exciting. This was a grant through the Community Service Committee and that we here at Rotary funded and they painted. It's attached to what is the future public bathrooms for Buchanan Park. So and then right next to that is going to be the skate park, which will be done by August. And then probably in a year from now, there'll be a gym/field house attached to those bathrooms. So this is like the perfect spot. And one of my fellow board members on EPRD, because EPRD board had to say, yes, sure, go ahead, do it. I mean, we didn't do anything, we just had to approve. She sent me a picture. She's like, oh, I just ate at Sushi Room with my family, and I can see it from here. So from the parking lot all the way across the field, the Rotary message of being the eye in kind is out there. So thank you all for your support, and we did this all together. And then the other part 2 of this that eventually we'll schedule is, have you ever seen those kindness rocks that are like around on the ground and they say, be kind, be happy, pay it forward, all that kind of stuff. People paint those rocks. We're going to put a sign kind of right over here that says, take one, pass it on. And so we will make an event for the Rotarians to come together, and we'll paint these rocks together, and then put a pile here for people to take and pass on the message. So we're all in it together. Thanks.
And if you guys go over there and take pictures, please send them to me so I can put them in the slides, because it is a really cool thing to do. And I've been watching it, so I didn't know we were waiting on the Rotary emblem. But anyway, so now we get to our speaker. Today we have Denisa, who actually grew up in the Czech Republic and Norway, but has been an Evergreen resident for 22 years. She is the owner of Namaste Healing. And also an outdoor enthusiast. So I'm going to let Denise, I don't want to take your time because we're a little bit over, so I want you to come up and give your presentation, but thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I know a few faces around here, but yeah, Betsy, hi. So I want to start with actually Val and tie it into that. Funny enough, I was an exchange student in France. It's not in my presentation, but wasn't Alsace. I was in La Rochelle. It's a million years ago, though. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, it is. Yeah. How do I?
Tell me a story about climbing.
Keys. There we go. Oops. Doesn't work, right? Okay. So here's more about me. I won't repeat it because you did such a great job, but essentially I'm wearing many hats, and today I will talk a little bit about my mountaineering hat. I started mountaineering primarily after I entered my life crisis, which started when my kids started high school. Didn't really know what to do with myself because I was done volunteering at schools, and so I found the mountains. This is me. You might have seen this girl walking around in the neighborhood pulling a tire. I have had so many people stop me and talk to me, and I've made so many new friends. They're like, "What are you doing?" Like, "I'm training for the mountains." So if you see someone pulling a tire with a huge pack, that's me. All right. So I started doing the big mountains after a big ski accident in 2020. It was right before COVID. And it kind of put me out, and I couldn't walk. And I thought to myself, that really sucks. And I kind of made a pact with the one above, the universe, whatever, and said, hey, like, if you grant me my full strength in my leg, I'm going to really go and explore the world and see what these legs can do. So in the last 5-6 years, I've traveled the world and climbed the mountains. It started with the 14ers. The girl you see here on the right, that's Sierra. She got me into this mess. She was like, you should climb a 14er in Colorado. And also, to your point, when I came here 22 years ago, I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing here? What do you do here, right? So you look around and you're just like, okay, they have mountains. That's pretty good. Yeah. So Sierra took me to my first 14er, and I was hooked, a little bit of less air up there. You get a little hypoxic and you get those feelings going, and you're just like, wow, this is awesome. So this is Long's Peak. It's hugely underrated. Has anybody here been to Long's Peak? Yeah, many of you, right? So once you get past that keyhole, why don't they tell you? Like, it gets actually kind of sketch. Yeah, so that was really fun. We ran into a couple of thunderstorms. My friend has a metal plate in her head, so she's always very nervous about that, but it went well. So my first big mountain, as many do, Kilimanjaro. Who's done Kilimanjaro here? All right. Yeah, it's a fun mountain. It's changed a lot during the years, but I think I still am doing a good time before the helicopters started flying. So I did it with my stepson, and I like to say the big mountains, it's not so much about the summit, but who we do it with. It was a really great experience. We tented together for 2 weeks, and it was awesome. We still like each other, so yeah. So then finally, if you get into big mountains, the biggest mountains in the world are in the Himalaya and the Karakoram, Himalaya in Nepal and Tibet, and Karakoram in Pakistan and India. So I really wanted to go to the Himalaya. I had been to Nepal before, but not to climb. So how do I do that? And having Namaste, I thought, this is so great because we have this healing and wellness center. I can do whatever I want because I'm the boss. So let's put together a retreat, and we called it Mountains and Monasteries. And we went to the Himalaya. We trekked from, essentially it was like Everest Base Camp trek, but we included a lot of the monasteries and did more of a spiritual experience. We had, some of our members are up there. We got sponsored by Himali, which was
really cool. It's a great local brand from Boulder. Yeah. And then there's the Hillary Suspension Bridge, which I always wanted to see. That was a really big experience for me. And then in the middle of the picture is a view of Everest from Kalpatar. So, and then I didn't used to like winters. That was another thing. But then I thought, I'm in Colorado, I'm in Evergreen. We have winter 5-6 months out of the year. So what am I doing, right? I better start loving winters. And so I sat on a mountaintop one day and it was pretty cold. And I was like, I kind of like being miserable in the cold. So yeah, so the next trip, I decided to go to Denali, Mount McKinley, and do like a prep course. I don't think you can just show up in Denali and run up the hill. So we flew in again with my friend Sierra. She was kind of the only cruiser and we wanted to camp in -40. So we got there. I think this was 2023. We pitched some tents and we stayed there for about 10 days. It was very, very cold. And I thought, I can do this. So just to let you know how cold, on expeditions like that, you pee in a bottle. Within 3 hours, that pee is frozen. So, which is a problem because then you can't empty the bottle. So you have to put it in your sleeping bag. Everything you want to wear, put on, eat, has to be in your sleeping bag. So it was a great place to learn about essentially cold environment, trekking, hiking, climbing. So let me run through this super quickly because I know you guys are tight on time, but what I was seeking was essentially either going higher, going colder, going more technical, and most of all, having a great adventure. And I am still doing that. So then getting into the big mountains, you kind of look at your progression. I had gone higher, to Kili, almost 19,000 feet. Air was sparse, then I went cold, -40, that was awesome. And then it's like, okay, well, what else is on the 7 summit list? Argentina, of course, Aconcagua. It's the peak that people do before they do Everest. It's almost 7,000 meters, almost 22,000 feet. So I went there and that was really cool. I love the penitentes. And after being a vegetarian for 20 years, I had a really good steak. That was awesome. So when I came home, and you'll notice in this progression, there was a lot of big mountains in a short period of time. And I'm a very impatient person. And when you get home from a big expedition, you actually kind of experience a downer. It's just a weird sensation where you feel a void, you don't know what to do, and the best thing to attach to is your new goal. Am I huffing and puffing in that one? I could hear myself breathing in that. Okay. Is this better? Yeah? Okay, good. Yeah, so I came home and I was like, okay, well, I can't go on a big one anymore because my husband might divorce me. So what can I do? So I was like, well, there are local mountains. They're sort of classic. Is this better? I can also talk loudly. All right. I went to Rainier. That was pretty awesome. Rainier is in the Pacific Northwest. It's one of those must-dos if you are into big mountains. And it's not as cold as Alaska, cold enough. But what they do have actually is crevasses. That is the main part for me. I have never experienced really, really big crevasses. They have big crevasses. And because of weather, you can summit, but they said, well, let's do something cool. Instead of summit, you get to be lowered into these crevasses. So we got lowered actually 60 feet down into the void. And it's scary. It's not fun. Yeah. This is the love of mountains for me. I climbed the tallest mountain in Antarctica. It's called Vincent Massif. It's only 16,000 feet, but because it's at the very bottom of the world, it actually feels a little bit higher because the air is less dense there. So yeah, it's just as cold as Alaska, if not colder, but it's super beautiful. It's the largest desert in the world, and it's an Arctic desert. And again, I like to say it's all about the team. My experience was amazing because of the people that I was with. So I'm always nervous about, like, am I good enough for the team? Because it's a group experience. We got to be together, just like you guys when you do a project, right? It's a team effort. You can't do it alone. Well, we're in the middle of nowhere, literally like 5 hours by plane in the middle of nowhere in the snow. And I'm with these people who have spent a lot of time training, a lot of money, and they have big goals and benefiting getting for the team. So my team members, just to tell you, we have Vlad, this guy right there. He was a 6'5" Russian dude. That was his last 7 summit, so that was in his agenda. And this gentleman right here, he was actually a Navy SEAL, and all his members had died in a helicopter accident, his whatever fleet troop, I don't know what you call it, but they had all died, and he had spent all his bonus money on this trip to kind of honor their team members. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, here's me. I'm 5'4". I don't know if I can pull the sled up this mountain. It's freaking cold. And if I don't do this, these people have to go home with no summit. So that was a little bit of a pressure. They were so kind and so nice to me. And I did really well. I actually, you guys see me, the really cool crowd, so I'm going to go off on a little one here. But anyway, I maybe see a guy. When you're in a cold like that and you got to believe in yourself, it's really hard. And I thought it was really hard for women because we have to use a funnel. And I kept complaining, like, this funnel, whatever. And then finally he's like, Denisa, have you ever heard of polar penis? And I'm like, no. But anyway, it's hard to go to the bathroom when you're a man, right? And his, like, he was really suffering. So I came, we're on this big cliff, and he's just like, oh my gosh, like, my penis. And so I gave, and I gave him an extra hat so his pee-pee wouldn't freeze off, and his wife was very happy. And since that day, he was extra nice to me. Video won't play, but we got stuck on Camp 3 in a big storm. One of our tents broke and flew away. Yeah, it won't play. It plays. Wait for it. It's very, very hard. For about 3-4 days, and this picture right there, I want you to notice that you froze, and you don't want to freeze on your toes. Frostbite. So yeah, that was one of my favorite trips for sure. And then we got to the top, and our Navy SEAL man got to have his flags with, you can't see it, but it's all his mates have the names on the flags there. I'm pointing to the computers if you could see that right there. Yeah, really cool. And that's going to be in a museum in San Diego. So that was really fun. And our guide was actually, his name is Benny Lieber. He was the first one to guide K2, and he's really well versed because in cold environments because he's from Alaska. How much time do I have? 12 minutes. Okay, I'll start talking faster. Okay, so you guys probably are living in Evergreen. You know about altitude. We're at about 8,000 feet here, which is high for people coming from sea level, right? We started being at high altitude from already 5,000 feet to 10,000 feet, and then very high from 10 to 16, and then from 16 upwards, it's considered pretty extreme, very high, and then extreme. So what we mean by that is that the air is actually less dense, so you get less oxygen in your lungs. To fix that, you have to either start hyperventilating or you have to acclimate. both work. Acclimating is probably a little better. That just means you create more red blood cells that can carry the oxygen to your blood and to your brain. But when we climb, we don't have that much time to acclimate. It takes about 6 weeks to create more red blood cells. So we have to be the kind of people that can take high altitude. And you need to stop really quickly if you're not that kind, because you can get very sick. As you know, you probably have friends that have visited and they kind of don't feel well. They get a headache, get a nausea. That's OMS, acute mountain sickness. You hear that by drinking more than more water or going down. Now, when you climb mountain, there are two things that we want to watch out for. One is HAPE and one is HACE. That's high altitude pulmonary edema, swelling in the lungs, or high altitude cerebral edema, that's swelling on the brain. And what happens when you do not have enough oxygen intake? The only cure for that is to go down very rapidly. And even then, it may not be helpful and you might die. So, there's a chart here saying, percentage of oxygen that you have as you climb further up. So say, let's see, Santa Concagua, right? You have about 41% of oxygen available to you. And let me tell you, what happens, what you feel physically, is extremely heavy. Your brain is a little slow. You do not want to be doing taxes at 21,000 feet. So putting on your boots takes a long time, right? Like all of a sudden you might be a really fast walker or runner. At 21,000 feet, you're not. And then it goes kind of down from there. So 8,000 meter peak, that's, there are 14 mountains in the world that are above 8,000 meters or 26,000 feet. You get about 30% oxygen. So that is why you start wearing an oxygen mask, because you're in the death zone. So as a mountaineer, it was, of course, my dream to go in the death zone because, that's what you do. So last October, I negotiated with my family that I could go into the death zone. And I went to Choyu in Tibet, which is the 6th tallest mountain in the world. And it was amazingly beautiful. This is our base camp, advanced base camp. It's at 21,000 feet, where we spent about 3 weeks with no oxygen. And your body adapts. And I found out that I might not be the tallest, I might not be the fastest, I might not be the strongest, but I do take altitude very well. My stomach is still good, and I'm pretty sturdy, and that goes a long way when you are up there. So this house, this little tent was my private tent for a while. This is one of our dining tents. I was with 6 other people. We all had our private tents there. It was pretty awesome. Okay. So one of the most amazing experiences for me, because I'm a spiritual person, is the puja. That's an official blessing for safe passage to the mountain. I thought it lasted for about 20 minutes, it lasts about 3 hours. So you better be prepared. They serve you tea and they serve you snacks and all that kind of stuff. But that was super special for me. The video there sort of worked, so that's kind of cool. This is the puja temple, and you get to bring your items like your ice axe, helmet, any special objects that you have, and they get blessed. If you then can have, this is so cool. If you have a bird land on this post, that's like extra good luck, and they did. That was pretty awesome. The bird did it there. So safe passage, we had safe passage. You can see it's climbing, that's Camp 1, and coming up here. I don't go into detail, but this was, I don't know, you guys know,
October, of course, of 2025, September. It's very sad not here in Evergreen. Unfortunately, that was when I was leaving for the expedition, and we got a phone call about the events happening here in Evergreen High School. And it was terrible, terrible. I feel terrible guilt about being away because as the owner of Lemon State, we had a really huge import of people who needed help and to use the space. And my people at the center really needed for another living. But it was during that time, and I really carried that in my heart up the mountain and just, release some of that really, really bad energy. It was, yeah, it was a very emotional time. We also had a lot of fun. We got stuck in a storm for a week. We had a lot of time just to hang out and get around. I met who I like to call my soul twin. She's 2 years younger than me, so worked out very well. Her name is Nicole. We came together and we shared tents, and we are very, very close. I've been to visit her a couple times already. And these gentlemen over here during our storm and during our road trip, these are the Sherpa that we've had, and they are extremely accomplished, and nothing would be possible without them. They, I'm not going to go into a lecture about all the stuff they do, but they, some of these guys came over like 27 times. This guy in the green yellow shirt, he's 31. He's like the first guy with the Triple Crown, Edwards Wilson Nitso, K2, just crazy, crazy stuff. They also dug our tents when we got 6 feet of snow. They made food for us, and they always had a smile. And after a long day of work, they had a beer. On the left here, or right, whatever side you're looking at, we had so much time. We tried on our 8,000-meter suits in the dining tent because you better wear that. You have to put it on when the day comes. They're very bulky. You feel like a little bowman. You gotta know how to zip very efficiently if you need to do that. All right, and summer day was amazing. This is yeah.
Did you find too that the best way to train would be to climb a lot of our 14ers?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Live at our altitude.
Yes.
That would be the best.
Definitely an advantage, and I didn't include any training on this, but I climb about 2 or 3 14ers a week. That's part of my training. I spend about 30 hours training at this point because I do the big mountains, and I know it doesn't look like it, but it's a lot of work. So when I don't climb 14s, I feel tired with a big pack around the neighborhood. But it really helps to live at 8,000 feet for sure. I have an advantage, compared to the people who come from England or Malta. What else? For training, this is kind of weird, so I sleep in a hypoxic tent for about 100 hours before my trip, and that has been a really amazing. That's amazing, but yeah. So last night I slept about 19,000 feet in my tent. It's a little essentially a contraption you put over your head like a mini tent. It goes from the waist up to behind your head, and then have a generator that pumps in air that's deprived of oxygen. So again, it's something good for you. Summer day, that was amazing. That sunrise, you're always starting out when you start. We started about 1 a.m. and we summited about midnight. We summited for sunrise. It was awesome. Oxygen mask, I thought that was really cool. I thought getting my 8,000-meter boots first time was like, yay, I'm so cool. Oxygen mask was also very cool. Fun fact, oxygen is very cold, so it makes you cold on the inside when you're breathing through the mask. And there I am on the summit. The mountains you see on the mountain in the background here, that's Everest. Lhotse and Lhotse right there. If you're into big mountains, those are really tall. And then I came home and was like, oh, I'm home now, what, right? So that was like in October, we had Christmas, all that, so that was busy. And then during there, I'm just like, I need to do something. And I thought something not so long, because these long expeditions take about 40 days. And so I decided Ecuador, dragged my friend with me, so we did the volcanoes in Ecuador. Very, very beautiful, really nice climbing. I'm going to scoot through these. That's Cotopaxi. Oh yeah, Chimborazo. Yeah, that's actually, funny thing about Chimborazo, that's the mountain that's the farthest from the center of the earth. So some people in Ecuador normally like to say that that is the tallest mountain in the world. And also, people die on these mountains. When we were there, this looks like a big path, and it was kind of roomy, but apparently there was a gentleman that had like slid off and fallen to his death just the night before, which you gotta be careful, I guess. Yeah. So that was February, March. I kind of put on a whole bunch of stuff on the calendar. Yes, I do still work and I still cook for my family. We have a freezer full for being gone. But I went to Indonesia, so again I thought, well, what haven't I done? I've done cold, I've done high. I haven't done so much technical, so let's do technical. Karsten's Pyramid is the most technical one out of the 7 summits. It was really fun for me. It's 7 days of flying into the middle of nowhere in Indonesia, and you get to climb one day. It was worth it. We had a Tyrolean traverse. That's when you balance on this little cable. There's a gap you see on this photo. That's me up there. And that's the yellow camp, which is the camp we stayed at. It rains a lot there. Just a quick fun fact about Indonesia is that's the home to the Grasberg mine. Any miners around here? No miners, wow. Okay, well, Grasberg mine is the biggest gold and copper mine in the world. I don't know how big it is, but it's massive, massive, massive. And they have a lot of security around that. And you can say, I posted one of these pictures, and when I was up there, because we had a Starlink, thank you, Elon. I'm not so fan of many things about Elon, but Starlink is pretty awesome. My husband immediately texted me, and he's like, why is there a guy with a gun? And I was like, to protect us. And the funny part about this guy, you can't see very well, but he's wearing like a machine gun and flip-flops. I'm like, yeah. So because of the Grasberg mine, there has been a lot of just vandalism and people trying to take hostages. Yeah. Actually, in Indonesia, a lot of the tribes there still don't know it's a country. So they play the national anthem at public places to remind people that it's a country. Otherwise, they're very tribal. We flew in on a helicopter. I love helicopters, so I included that. Summiting that, we of course got weather. It rained a lot. It snowed a lot. We had no crampons, no spikes. It is an extra little challenge for that mountain. And the best part is, of course, coming home, and support from family and friends means anything. We get pretty raw up there. And to be able to come home and know how good we have it, and how grateful you should be for everything that has happened to you in your life is pretty awesome. And nothing makes that sweeter than your family coming with pictures and your husband with flowers, and off you go planning the next trip. So, yeah. Sorry, I had to rush through that, and I'm exhausted just trying to figure out where you're going. So thank you so much, Nisa. If you guys have questions, will you stick around for a little bit? I am around for any questions that you have about training mountains. I love it. So please ask. And for speaking today, Rotary is trying to eradicate polio in the world. And so we will donate 60 vials of the vaccine in your name. So thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Really like that. All right.
I have one announcement really quick. Peter and Cindy, big thank you for hosting Val. And I heard that you are the first host family for our next person coming. So thank you. I think you've hosted fourth one, yeah. So see how easy it is, you guys? We need somebody to follow them on for the next one coming. But thank you to all of our guests. Thank you, Val, for coming and talking about your experience here and being part of our Evergreen community. Everyone, go out, make it a great day, and I will see you next week.